Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of FSI DFS Fantasy NASCAR Picks. I'm your host, MegaRoar31. Going to bang out the truck race quickly for you. Qualifying is now over. So, this one with the full field here, for 3 rules if you're just tuning in for NASCAR DFS when it comes to super speedways. You want to take place differential over people that lead up top because it's very rare that somebody goes out and dominates a race. The track is a long track, so there's only 100 laps. So there's not really many points for laps led or fast laps, and usually different trains during the course of the race like switch back and forth and multiple people jockey for position. So fastest laps and laps led are usually spread out pretty much through the field. There might be somebody that gets some, but a lion's share of the laps led, it's rare, but they not necessarily one of the better plays because the place differential can definitely trump that. So the people starting at the front, I'm not saying are absolutely useless. If you can nail who the winner is, then I think that's fine in GPP. But in cash, you want to take trucks towards the back. Now, usually if it's about 20th on back or 25th on back, people have different rules that they set up for their parameters for play. But with the truck series, you have some equipment that is subpar. It's gotten better over the year. We don't have the people that used to come and start and park and just collect their paycheck and, walk off. So I do think it's kind of strange that, you have like some of the manufacturers kind of and teams ended up together. But let's just break down the field. I'll give you my thoughts on them, and then I'll quickly try to get out of here so I can get this uploaded so you can watch it before the race. But just a reminder, FSI DFS, if you want to go for like tomorrow, because we don't know what's going to happen with Xfinity. I'll try to do a video for that. It's probably going to be a speculation video. We probably won't get qualifying. It's probably going to get rained out. My guess is the Cup race is on Monday, and then on Monday night after the Cup race is when the Xfinity race is going to run. But if you're unsure about that, then good news for you. You can sign up for a free week of NASCAR on FSIDFS.com. If you go to the description of the video, you can find the information right there. So starting at top, Majeski and Sauter are 1 and 2. They look good. They're fast. Sauter was the fastest in practice, and they look great. But again, starting at the top here, if something happens and they wreck, especially early, you lose place differential points, and they can give you like a -30, -20, something like that. So not touching them. Corey LaJoie comes over from NASCAR. He's run really well at Atlanta and some, NASCAR, that's all NASCAR, from the Cup Series. I think he's going to run really well here. I think he'll try to get up there and lead. But again, it's really risky playing him this far forward. Matt Mills looks like he ended up in a really decent ride after bouncing around between trucks and Xfinity. And I think he's going to have a successful year, and he looked good out there so far, but I just don't think we can do it here. Ankrum, again, I think this is another fade. I'm not touching anybody in the top 5. Nicholas Sanchez had the pole last year, and he's a young driver that is really good. So, and he likes getting out there and leading laps and stuff. So in the GPP, I think he can win this. So he's the only one really in the top 10 that I think, actually in the top 8 that I would consider playing. Not playing Daniel Dye. I think he's too volatile. And Tanner Gray is good, but it seemed like his brother Taylor Gray had a more successful season. Tanner seemed to take a step back last year. They're both in Tricon this year, so we'll have to see, but fade for me. Bailey Curry, lots of experience, even though I didn't pull the numbers here. And Xfinity in here does well, usually probably going to drop back, play conservative, and it's usually there around the end of the race, so in GPP I'm fine. Thad Moffitt is this faction 49 is a new team, and let's see if I can pull up the notes here on that one. They field an ARCA team, so they're should be decent. This is Richard Petty's grandson. So I think, I like the price, and he's running the 43 before. The 46 used to be a glory to God truck, but it isn't anymore. So if you're looking at the number and freaking out about that, don't worry about it. It's owned by two guys, a father-son team from Oklahoma. I believe they got KBM chassis, and the reason like it has the 46 and they wanted the 46 numbers because like Oklahoma is like the 46th state to join the United States. So I think that this is going to be an interesting program to watch, and Thad is going to be an interesting one to watch for Rookie of the Year. But I can throw him in a GPP here, but I don't think that with a rookie without a ton of super speedway experience, it could be kind of risky. Matt Crafton is veteran. He's ridden this race 23 times. He has never won it. Maybe this is his time. Always throw $1 or $2 on him in a bet just in case it is the time, but really low DNF rate, below 25%. So starting a little bit too far forward here, but in GPP, if you think that he can win and this is his year, then I'm fine with that. Taylor Gray, I'm going to fade. Price point, and I mean, pricing might not come into the factor too much usually here, because sometimes you can leave money on the table and don't feel that you have to use all of your salary. That's very important in these races. If you like your lineup and you have money left, don't think you need to pay up for somebody else just because you have the money. Just go with what you have. So those are usually the rules. Play people in the back. Don't use all your money, even though you might have some if you like your lineup, and play light because it's a high variant sport, and this track makes it even more high variant. Tori Brenninger, I think you can GPP. Again, she comes up from ARCA. She has a ton of potential here. I like her a lot better than Haley Deegan. And I respected Haley Deegan when she first came up. It seemed like she really wanted to learn. But then the curve got a little steep, and now she's up in Xfinity. We'll see how that goes. I'm not saying that Haley Deegan's never going to win a race, but I think Tony Brenninger is probably going to win at least an ARCA race this year, because she's going to be racing there full time and then doing selective races up here. But I think if it goes well, you might see her more in the Truck Series, and I think she's got a bright future in the sport, and I think that she will be the first one to win, female to win a race, because I don't believe anybody's won in Trucker Xfinity yet. Female, I think that she could be the one to break through that glass ceiling. Cody Robar, he's been in and out and on and off in the series here. In his, he owns a team. So in 2 Daytona races, he's finished one of them, average finish 21st. I think he's going backwards, so he's a GPP. Dean Thompson, he has an average finish of 36th. He has had really bad luck here. I probably should have fade on him. But he is a GPP right now, but he's a borderline fade now that I remember his DNF rate, and he's just had 2 abysmal races at Daytona, so I think I'm probably not going to play any of them. Jake Garcia, I do like. He wasn't, I believe he raced at Talladega, and he ended up 29th, but he did finish the race. He was too young, I believe, to race last year because he just turned 18, but he's got another exciting, and I think you're going to see he and Sanchez battle a lot this year. As like kind of a new group of young guns that are going to start, having rivalries in this series, and maybe up into Xfinity and into Cup. So I like him. I think that at 16, I think you can play him in cash. I think that he's got something special going on. Stuart Friesen has reached 7 Daytona 500. He is also, that's not the 500, but the Daytona truck races. He's 7, and he's got an over 50% DNF rate, and he took a giant step backwards last year. So GPP for me. Chase Purdy had GPP. I think he's gonna be low on to 50% DNF rate here. Just really doesn't. Although the Spire team should be good, I believe they're the ones that bought like the most of the KBM trucks, and they're really starting to try to build a brand across like all of NASCAR, all the series. So I think that they're going to be something to watch this year, and we'll talk more about it in upcoming videos. But for this race, I think he's going to be pretty low owned in a GPP. So Brett Holmes is the first one for cash here. He has a tech agreement with Spire. So even though he's a single truck team and he owns the team, he isn't one that's like, we've talked about this before with like Jordan Anderson Racing and some of the other ones, where when they try to run the team and also drive, it doesn't work out well because of all the other responsibilities. They can't focus on driving. But Brett Holmes has enough people in place that doesn't really seem to affect him. And I think that he's a good play here, 6,500. Even though he's got 100% DNF rate, I think that from what I've seen for him this year in practice, and I think he's going to take a step forward, so I'm okay with him here. But if you want to draw the line here and make him a GPP and say you want to play 20th on down in cash only, I respect that. Raha Kruth had a good year last year. Didn't finish the race, but it's 29th, but only one sample size, so I can't go with that. But he showed a lot of... sorry about that. We got people adding subscriptions. That's good. Probably want to come in and get this information. So we have, who was it? Rahad Kruth, Spire Motorsports. He's a good one to start your cash lines with. Lane Riggs, another rookie that's coming up from ARCA. He is a second generation. His father was and he's stepping into a winning team here with Zane Smith in front row. Everybody that's gone through here, where it's been Gilliard, sorry, I got crucified. I wasn't crucified, but it was I can't pronounce names, so but the two guys that were in this truck previously are now up in the Cup Series. So this is definitely, and they both jumped Xfinity. So, I mean, this is definitely a decent ride here. And I think Riggs is going to do a lot of really good things. And here's a good start here. 21st, like him. Enfinger, a lot of experience. One of these, he in 9 races, only 11% DNF rate. So I think he's definitely a cash play here and will be super popular. Jack Wood moves on to this McNally Hillerman Racing team, which should be a pretty good team competing with Tricon and Inspire and ThorSport this year. We'll see who really pulls ahead, but I think they've got a good program, a lot of good resources, and I think that Jack Wood is in a good spot here. Ben Rome's is definitely a prime play here. He's always one that can contend for the title. He's won a race here, and he's starting far enough, and he'll get back up there and should run a clean race. I think he'll be chalk, probably the highest owned driver, and definitely a prime play. Eckes was fast in practice. I like him also starting this far back. Corey Heim is my pick to win the title this year. I just think that he was so close last year. Obviously, DK has the most expensive truck. They know that he's good quality here. He's raced 2 races here. Average finish 20th, won top 10. So I think he's definitely someone that I like. That's why I have him as a prime play. And I know salary doesn't matter. So I know those 2 prime plays are pretty expensive, but you should be fine being able to fit most of these cash plays in with the prime plays. Stephon Parsons, again, his balance between truck and Xfinity, has a lot of experience on this track here. This is a decent team here, so I think he could be another cash play. Ty Dillon drops down from Cup. He takes over from Matt DiBenedetto in the Rackley Warhouse truck. And I think that just with his experience, he's been good on super speedways. As you can see, he's got 3 races. He's finished all of them, and his average finish in truck is 8.7 at Daytona with 2 top 10s. So thought about making him the other prime play, but I dropped down a little bit further and picked one there. Brian Degzot, FDNI GNY Racing. This guy's 65 years old, but he just does super speedways. He usually runs a clean race. If he crashes, the tech on the truck's the only thing that kind of worries me. I've seen this truck break down and finish last a couple of years and have some mechanical problems, but then I've seen him do well, and because that's all he focuses on is these races. Corey Roper owns his own team here. This one team is a mid to lower level team. I question the tech on it, and that I know it's not a super long race, but I don't know if it's going to make it all the way. So it's a GPP for me. Spencer Boyd, this Freedom Racing Enterprises, they bought some GMS trucks, and I think they brought a Kyle Busch chassis and two engines or something like that. So they don't have a backup or anything, and it's a new team. And the driver's been marginal. Like, he's been around for a couple years, but this finished every single Daytona race. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive in 4 races. So I have him as GPP, but he might be a cash play here. Mason Massey finished 24th and has only one Daytona race. Young is a decent team, so I'm okay with that. Timmy Hill, really like him here. He is not going to be sharing with his brother. He is going to be the sole driver here. And I think he's going to be very successful. 3 races, 14 overall finish, runs clean races, does really well here. So that's why he's my third prime play. If you're new to this, the prime play are pretty much my core plays for cash. Jason M. White, the Canadian. Again, these reowned trucks, I don't know if I trust them all down here. I think the 33 truck was like the worst one last year, but Lawless Allen's a good driver. So sometimes they just like change the numbers around, and it's not like the truck and the crew and everything. So I know a lot of people are going to play these because they just stack the back. I think that I feel safest playing Lawless Allen. I think he's going to be pretty chalky. McGee and White, again, I don't know how well they're going to do at this type of race, and I don't know how well the trucks are going to hold up. And it looks like White has raced 9 times. He's got a 66% DNF rate, although he does have 2 top 5s. That might be ARCA numbers. I don't remember. I did try to pull some other, or that could be a combination because there is another Jason White. That might not be correct, so I wouldn't look at that scene, but maybe it's got 2 top 5s here, 2 top 10s. I'll look it up. I'll put in the comments below. So if you check that, then I'll make sure. But that's pretty much what I want to do. I'm gonna start my lineups with Rhodes and Heim and Hill. And then I mentioned some other guys that I really like here, and that's where I'm going to build. And then I will try to figure out, who I'm going to put in for GPPs. Not going to play a ton. I did pretty well yesterday. Ended up taking down one of the mini for the second duel. The first duel I didn't do great. So that's what I got. So if you want more information on FSI DFS, like I said, go into the description of the video. You can get into our Discord for free. I have to sign up on the website. If you have problems getting in, then just put a note in the comments, and I will check that and send you the Discord link because we're in between bots, so sometimes it doesn't automatically add you, so just be patient there. And if these videos help you, then you can please like them, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share with your friends. And if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. So good luck in your contests. I will try to get some Xfinity and some Cup information out on videos also. And sorry, this just was an unconventional one, but I'm just trying to do this fast so I can get it out to you before the race starts in less than 2 hours. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. If you have a question, you know how to get a hold of me.